All right, good morning. Looking at CRL right here, see if it comes down and wants to touch 209, 210. So that's on the watch list this morning. Let's see what CERT has. Nothing really, just getting punished. I haven't really looked at CERT for a long time. It's just been a... Oh, that's not what I wanted. So she broke down. That might have been a technical reaction dropping down through that uptrend support. So obviously potential for another uptrend rate to come in here anytime, but next you'd look for like 1630. This you got some anchored volume here as well as some previous support resistance. So so right around there. So 1650 and then like around 16, about every 50 cents there. Anybody else really? This is bioreactor. Let's see. Anybody else hurting this morning? She was up yesterday after selling off. So maybe we'll have to look at OGN again. Man, she got hurt. What happened? What was that? 17th? That's an overreaction. That was a miss by me. Should have grabbed some of that. But we might see a nice retest here because we got some technical selling going in. So they started the grind before. Right, so there it is there. So we can wait. And so here's the acceleration down here. So they knew the data before. Starting to set that up. So you can see we're right on it right now. So you can wait. I think the idea would wait for it to pop out and then come down and retest it and see if we can get a spot around 25 and see if there's a new uptrend rate coming from there. Now, obviously, this hasn't even been oh, that's not what I want. This hasn't been tested yet, but if you're kind of looking for a spot, so maybe even down around 24.50 in the a week into March. So, and then that's where you can add small amount, take advantage of the discount, and then wait for the break of this because this. I mean, all this might be just, especially this one, and then there's might be one or two more downtrend rays in here. That might hold it for a day or two, but this is probably the one where it gets to it and it runs along it and ultimately pushes it down even further. So you got to wait for this one because you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6, maybe even 7 potential contacts in there. So they started that algo grind. What was that? Yeah, almost over a month ago. Should have seen that. All right, let's take a look at BioBoom, and then we'll actually go to the SPY and see how that's going. I have an eye on this one. Actually, all these guys basically. Besides CRISPR, VKTX, I'm looking to probably even book some additional profit and then look for a solid pullback after it loses momentum and then add again. Basically, the same exact amount of shares I'm going to sell, I'm going to reapply once it loses momentum. If it keeps it up, great. I mean, I'd rather it just keep going up, and I can take that money and. I mean, I'll miss out on some profit, but there's a lot of great opportunities that could produce a good 30% profit versus holding on for an extra 10% here and there. And as it slows down, it's going to have to lose some of. Actually, let's take a look at it. She's got months of building low RSIs, so we could actually see. So the goal would be here is it loses a little bit momentum, and we can reapply some right around this, like the $10. Yeah, so I'd do it probably right above 10 just to be safe. And if I could sell it, say around like 11.50, $12. And if I miss out on it, whatever, I was right. I was still right, you know. Just kind of wrong in the timing, which is fine. So anyway, back to what I was saying. HRTX still oversold. AQST, they do have some data coming up. I suspect there's going. Yeah, you can see a little bump in volume, trading volume there. So they're pushing it lower, but at some point they're gonna have to let it up a little bit, just because the data is probably going to show that it needs to go. Oh, look at that. I mean, I put this in yesterday, but look at the algo on this sucker. They did this before, so just so you know, before IBRX was the actual ticker, it was just NK, which I think the technical still might exist for the sucker. Yeah. So they just algoed this thing down for several years. I mean, we can get like October, and then they finally had to let it up. So you can see that they grind it there. Oh, that one doesn't work. Monthly doesn't always clean up very well. But you can see there's another one there, another one there, another one there. Okay, and there's even one last one probably in here somewhere. And then finally had to break it up. But you can see starting back in 2015, it took all the way to 2019 before that algo really had to let up. When did it lose it? Arguably, this is even. It was still on it here. Yeah. You get that little wick above, but it still ended up below it. So. Still in control. So. So this is the new high. So they're gonna reset it and they're gonna grind it down. It's not a conviction on the stock. It is not. It's just them manipulating it down. See, this 20 something bucks went down to under $1. I was like, "Are you kidding me? who's not seeing this?" And they were like, "Oh, well, we'll change." It broke the algo. Nice solid bump up in volume. Now they let it go, and now they're selling against it again. It's just money making. Has nothing to do with the actual company. They'll use, catalysts and headlines to cover their moves, but that whole entire time, NantQuest, which is now, IBRX and part of IBRX, was reporting very impressive data, which is essentially the data that they're using, minus the that's coming up soon. I'll get to that later, but their next big things are coming from the NK programs. So this is getting oversold too. Look where that went up. So you got this right, 1, 2. Comes all the way down, and we spike up a couple weeks ago. Look where it hits. Right on it. Algorithm. Computers handling it. Not giving a crap about price per share and all that. That's where you can worry about it. But the way the price movement, price action, it doesn't matter. It's just statistics, true ranges, mean reversions. So I'm looking at HARP, but I gotta figure out where they want. That's probably it right there. Yeah, so it touches, and then we have you can see it comes up. So you got double whammy here. You got this coming down, and then there's also the anchored volume. So it looks good here. She'll have support. You got to wait until it probably gets above 90 cents though, because then it'll at least break out and get above this. Sorry for that alarm. Oh, 9:15. Jeez. Sorry for the late video. All right, so I'll put those in a minute. Let's just quickly take a look at the SPY. It's been a long time since I've done a video on it, just because you just gotta realize that. Look, again, we came here, we hit two long double tops. You got two long wicks here. It's in there. It's already predetermined. It's already set up. Actually, let's switch off the go no go just to see what those were. So she got up and then she got rejected. So she ended up here. That was an interesting day. So and then we got that was the hard rejection after it failed the following day. All right. So we're sitting on the 200-day EMA. Starting to look like spaghetti in here. Got a lot of, well, this is, I guess, good though in a way. There's a lot of things converging here. You got all these downtrend or uptrend rays, downtrend rays, anchored VWAPs, moving averages, Keltner channels, all that stuff that I have in there. It's starting to converge because the range is basically tightening. Let's see where the monthly actually. It's only going to get worse now, and I apologize. So as things tighten up, let's just go with the monthly in general, actually. Monthly versus quarterly. That's scary. $366 area. You know, see the monthly start to curl over, but we're not seeing it curling up. So it's still an expansion to a certain extent. It's probably, I mean, it's gonna have to cool off for probably the first. I had May as kind of like where we should probably start to see the market curl up a little bit and have like a melt up, and then maybe accelerate once we get to Labor Day this year. But maybe we see a nice solid rollover and bounce out of May, and then just kind of drift sideways and then accelerate up towards the end of the year. Do I have any? Hmm. Not really. Got above the Keltner channel, got below the Keltner channel, came back up. Remember at this point, like literally the worst month for deaths was the following months, like right in here basically. Not until like January, I think, the next year, 2021, that we see like this was bad by me. Okay. This just tells you where we're at. This is just out. I mean, our economy was shut down, and then like this happened, and then look, it was we had amber. We were amber for a month. That's not even bearish. That's just we're kind of in transition period. Straight up, just rocket bull for oh my gosh, 2 years. So we got to clear above this really. We have to finish out this month or maybe May. Yeah, we have to be above probably 220, 420 by May. This blue uptrend ray from the 2020 low is still there though. I like to show the monthly because the daily looks pretty bad, but the monthly is just like, hey, we're going through like a little bit of a pullback. It's just that everybody's just so used to this though. Just grind up. 1 month of brief freaking out. It's just what stinks is that you got people that are like, oh, look how bad this was bad for the market. This was a rough market in 20. Obviously, it's a financial crisis, and major financial institutions were failing. But you dropped this much. We did that in like a year, less than a year. So it looks really bad, but it's really not that. It's not that bad technically. We're still bullish. In fact, we're blue. Not even teal on the go no go. All right, I'm gonna end it there. Spending too much time on this. Today I'm looking at bio boom guys that just got punished for no reason, and they have some upcoming catalysts that might not necessarily lead to a sustained upside move, but could potentially be a long term low coming ahead of improved outlook. Anybody else in here? KPTI. Yeah, she looks good. Where is she now? Oh yeah, KPTI. All right, we'll go with that one. All right, sounds good. You guys take it easy. Stay healthy. I'll put the watch list in the chat.